This is Whiskey Whispers, and I just wanted to hop on the bandwagon today and post a video responding to the Get Your Freak On tag, which I think was started by Savannah's Voice. But regardless, listened to a couple of really fun ones, and I thought it would be a good time for me to include my own answers. So here it's a list of 15 questions, and I'll post the questions down below in what Whispering in Blue likes to call the swimsuit area of the video. By the way, I think that's a great term. I highly encourage anyone else to adopt that. So, the first question, excuse me, number one is, what is a nickname only your family calls you? And I've never really been a nickname guy. I'm one of those people who pretty much always goes by my full first name. Regardless, I don't know, the nicknames have just never worked. But the one that my family has called me since I was a really little boy was Dr. Death. And that's largely because when I was a kid, I had lots of anxiety. I had a really hard time sleeping at night. And I was always worried about things like the end of the world and famine and global catastrophe. And I was a real glasses half empty type of kid. So that's where that nickname came from. What is a weird habit of yours? This is kind of gross. I can't believe I'm admitting this in public, but if you buy and I've done this since I was, probably 8 years old. To be fair, I really don't do it a whole lot anymore. But sometimes I catch myself doing it subconsciously. 20-ounce Coke products. Under the lid, they have this little, plastic disc thing, which I'm sure is completely unsanitary. But I used to have a big habit of pulling that little disc out and chewing on it, just nervously. Which I know is both gross and weird, but there you have it. What's a song you secretly love to blast and belt out when you're alone? That's, excuse me, I missed one. Question number 3 is, do you have any weird phobias? Well, the odd thing is that for someone who's as anxious as I am, I really don't have very many phobias. I'm afraid of a lot of the same things everyone else is, like being alone and, having the world end or something like that. But I'm not the kind of person who's afraid of snakes or lizards or anything like that. I have discovered, however, that since I've lived in this new house, I've been terrified of scorpions stinging me in the middle of the night while I'm lying in bed. After I heard a couple of really bad stories from people who've had that happen to them. Okay, number 4. What's a song you secretly love to blast and belt out when you're alone? I'm going to cheat a little bit. I actually have 2. And interestingly enough, both of them have been covered on Glee. But they've been songs that I loved long before then. So one is Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. And I go all kinds of falsetto on that one. And the other one is from the musical Dreamgirls. And it's And I Am Telling You I'm Not Going. I don't know why. That song has just always been kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. And, I studied a lot of theater in school, and I'm kind of a show queen, so I think that's why I like that one. Number 5, what is one of your biggest pet peeves? Well, I'm an English teacher. Grammar stuff really bugs me, especially written grammar. People who don't know the difference between the 3 different kinds of your, 2 different kinds of its. Excuse me. But I guess my biggest pet peeve, though, is people who use the word literally incorrectly. I hear it all the time. My favorite example was Robert Pattinson was on some talk show, I think it was Jimmy Fallon, and he was talking about something that surprised him or alarmed him, and he said that he literally shit his pants when it happened. And I'm fairly certain that the guy didn't drop a deuce in his trousers when whatever it was happened to him, but he still used the word literally. I think people need to realize that they're using the word literally to mean the word figuratively, which is the diametric opposite. But yeah, that really bugs me. People literally don't have their minds blown, like your head doesn't explode when you're surprised by something. Okay, number 6. It's one of your nervous habits. I mean, the bottle lid thing was one of them. But I guess another one is I get really twitchy sometimes when I get tense, and I start like adjusting my jaw and my neck a lot, or I'll kind of, I don't know how to describe it, like flex my fingers as though the muscles are tense, and that's just kind of a nervous habit. Like sometimes people will be staring at me and ask me, is everything okay? What's wrong with you? And I'll just be standing there kind of like twitching and flexing. So that's kind of a nervous habit. Alright. Number 7. What side of the bed do you sleep on? So I guess if I'm the person lying in bed, I'm lying, and I have to choose, I'm lying on the left side, so the side closest to my left hand. And it's just always been that way. I like to sleep kind of on that side because I'm a side sleeper, favor lying on my side, I'm on my left side. I also like to be kind of close to a wall as well. What is your first stuffed animal and its name? That's question number 8. So my first stuffed animal was a stuffed frog, actually. Looked a little bit like Kermit the Frog, but it wasn't. He had a really big head and this huge mouth, and he was called Valentine. I have no idea why. I've got no recollection of naming him. When I was a little kid, I had tons of stuffed animals, and I actually believed for a while that they had consciousness, that they were sentient creatures, and I used to worry about favoring one stuffed animal over the other, and I thought, I had to rotate them onto my bed because I was worried that some of them would feel left out. And I am officially sounding like an obsessive-compulsive nutter on here, so apologies, and I understand if no one ever listens to my videos again after this. Number 10. What's the beauty rule you preach but never actually practice? Gosh, this is the one area of my life where I'm kind of a dude. I guess the one beauty rule I preach but never actually practice is one should have beauty rules. I mean, like if you see the number of products that I use in the kitchen, you would be kind of ashamed to call me a member of the human race. I have, like, soap. I buy the cheapest possible shampoo I can, and I use, like, some kind of pasty stuff in my hair when it's real short, and that's really about it. I am pretty laissez-faire about that stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm always clean. I shower every day. I don't smell bad, but, yeah, beauty rules, not so much. Okay, number 11. Which way do you face in the shower? Does this really need to be asked? Do people actually face forward in the shower all the time? I mean, I will if I need to wash my face, or if I just want to feel for a moment the feel of the water on my face. But I kind of feel like everybody puts their back to the shower. Maybe I need to disabuse myself of that notion. Like, perhaps I'm the only person that does that, but it seems like a question that doesn't really need to be asked. Oh, damn, I skipped another one. Way back. One of the questions was, what's the drink you always order at Starbucks? This question kind of presupposes that I go to Starbucks, and I really don't, because I find their coffee kind of acrid and gross. I also think they're creepy as a corporation. I try to do local businesses, kind of small mom-and-pop places, before I go to Starbucks. If I do have to go to Starbucks, it's usually just a plain Pike Place, which is kind of their house blend coffee. I'll get a medium size, whatever made-up Italian word goes along with that. I guess it's a grande. And usually with some skim milk and a Splenda or two. But yeah, I kind of hate Starbucks. Their coffee tastes like battery acid to me. I also hate the stupid conventions for their sizing. bothers me. Okay, number 12. Do I have any weird body skills? Jeepers. I really don't. I'd love to say that I was ambidextrous or double-jointed. I have the skill of being really terrible at physical activity. I guess that's a skill. I like activity. I work out. I enjoy sports. I like to be active, but I'm just terrible at everything. I had a gym teacher tell me once in high school, well, you're certainly short, but you're slow, which was supposed to be some kind of consolation, I suppose. I'm thoroughly uncoordinated, so I guess my lack of skill is a skill in and of itself. I fall down a lot. That's a skill. Number 13. What's your favorite comfort food food that's bad, but you love to eat it anyway? Wow, this is tough. I love to eat, and I've lost about 100 pounds. I used to be really heavy. I'm actually just normal now. But back in the day, I used to really eat a lot of bad food. I guess Kraft mac and cheese was one of my big ones. Kraft dinner, as they call it in Canada. And this is probably going to gross a lot of people out. But I used to eat a lot of Kraft mac and cheese and kind of drown it in ketchup. I don't know why. I don't know where I got that from. I know it's kind of gross, but I always liked it. Number 14. What's a phrase or exclamation you always say? Well, I was watching, actually, the Bill Cosby himself. His old concert video was on HBO or something the other day. And he said that when he was growing up, he used to think that his brother's name was Jesus Christ, and his name was God damn it, because that was what his father used to say all the time. And I have this propensity for saying God damn it, even when things are going really well. I don't know why. It's like I've got Tourette's or something. It just comes out. I'll have a really great day and just say, like, oh, God damn it, what a great day. Or if I stub my toe, it's always, God damn it, I stubbed my toe. So, I say that a lot. I'm not proud of it. Number 15, time to sleep. What are you actually wearing? Gosh, I wish I had something funny or sexy or interesting to say here, but I really just don't. Usually my nighttime kind of sleep wardrobe is the largest, oldest t-shirt I can find in my closet and a pair of shorts. If I've had an especially trying day, sometimes I just fall asleep in my clothes, but that's pretty uncommon. But yeah, big t-shirt, like usually one that has lots of holes or stains of questionable origins on it, and shorts, which I know is not glamorous at all. Man, maybe someday somebody will come up with a tag that's like, get your articulate intelligence on, because I'm sounding like a complete ass in this. Like some kind of no-neck frat boy Todd. I assure you, I'm really not. These questions are just not especially flattering, but I guess that's the idea. So, anyway, there you have it. And I hope I didn't scare anybody away. I look forward to reading or listening to other people's responses to the same